Hello, my name is Gabriella Langendorf, and I'm the manager of teacher certification and licensure here at Northwestern. I am also one of the academic advisors in the Master of Science in Education program. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some helpful information related to licensure. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. As you know, in our program, you can pursue a concentration in elementary or secondary teaching. In both of these concentrations, candidates will work towards completing a master's degree and pursue an Illinois Professional Educator License, PEL for short. For elementary teaching, the endorsement that you could be eligible for is an elementary education grades 1 through 6. In secondary teaching, the endorsements would be in the grades of 9 through 12, high school level, and 5 through 8, middle grades. In the subject areas of math or English, in science, biology, or chemistry or physics, in social science, in history or economics or political science, or in world language Spanish. So this would all be towards your initial endorsement. As a reminder, if you go to our general Master of Science in Education homepage, select K through 12 teaching on the left-hand side, scroll down to licensure, you'll see helpful information as it relates to content area coursework requirements. There's information on taking the content area test, which you need to pass by the beginning of the summer before you start the program. There's also specific content-related coursework that is required for licensure. If you scroll down, you can select all of the subject areas and see what the specific coursework requirements for those subject areas are. For example, in math, it is required that you complete 32 total semester hours, 8 of which must be in the upper division 300 level or equivalent or above. And it includes coursework in calculus, linear algebra, statistics and probability, geometry, and other math coursework requirements to meet 32 total semester hours. When you apply, I will do a full transcript review to see which courses you have taken that fulfill the requirements under the subject area you're interested in, and which coursework requirements you have left to fulfill. If you are admitted, you will receive a copy of the transcript review. When you look through that, perhaps there is a class that you're like, hey, I think this particular course I took may count towards, for example, the geometry requirement, but it wasn't highlighted on the transcript review. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to take a closer look at any courses you think may fulfill requirements that I did not highlight as fulfilled. Sometimes it's not always easy to see which courses meet the requirements based on the title, or even the course description that I find on the institution that you took the course at on their website. So it might be that I need to dig a little deeper, maybe ask for the syllabus. If you no longer have it, you can usually obtain it through the registrar's office at the institution you took that course at. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, actually really quickly before we do that, for the courses that you have left to fulfill, if you have not taken them by the time you start the program, you can complete them here at Northwestern. But maybe perhaps there's a scheduling conflict or something like that, and you want to take the course at another institution off campus. You can petition to take that course off campus. You would fill out a form. I would double check and make sure that the requirement that is a licensure requirement is met by that specific course, and then you would be able to take that course at another institution. We would need to receive an official transcript showing completion of that course before we can count it towards the licensure requirement. And again, it needs to be satisfactory completion. Currently, that's with a grade of C or higher in order to be accepted. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about are what are called subsequent endorsements. So as a reminder, under the concentration, you are working towards an initial endorsement in either elementary education or one of the subjects listed under secondary teaching. If you complete the requirements, you receive your Pell and are eligible for that Pell. If you have that initial endorsement attached to your Pell, then the state of Illinois says you can pick up additional subsequent endorsements by completing specific requirements related to the specific subject and grade band you're interested in. Information on that can be found through this link. If you were to also just Google ISB, which stands for Illinois State Board of Education, and subsequent endorsements, you will see a full list of the requirements for lots of different subsequent endorsements you can obtain in the state of Illinois. So for example, perhaps you have completed a full program towards, for example, math. But you're like, hey, I also want to be eligible to teach social science, and history is that subject area that I'm really interested in. If you go down to senior high, grades 9 through 12, and you scroll down to social science history, you will see that the requirements for an endorsement in social science history are 18 semester hours, broken down as 12 semester hours in history, and the remaining 6 in at least one other social science, and you need to complete the history content area test. But if that is fulfilled, then we can add that endorsement or tell the Illinois State Board of Education, I should say, that you're eligible for that endorsement as well. Say, for example, your initial endorsement is in history, right? You completed all the content area coursework requirements, you completed a full program in social science history, and you want to also have an endorsement in another social science, say perhaps political science. Then now, because you already have an endorsement in a social science, in order to be able to pick up that political science endorsement, what is required is either 12 semester hours in political science or pass the content area test in political science. The same is true within science. Say you already have an endorsement in science biology, and you would like an endorsement in physics or in one of the other science areas like environmental science or earth and space science. Then what is required is either 12 semester hours, for example, in environmental science, or pass the environmental science test. One other thing of note is, say you have your initial endorsement perhaps is in math, and you want to pick up a subsequent endorsement in biology, say. Or actually, let's do one better. Say your initial endorsement is in math and you want to pick up a subsequent endorsement in science chemistry. If you scroll to science chemistry, notice that the requirements are 18 semester hours, 12 of which are in chemistry, the remaining 6 in at least one other science area. But you also need to pay attention because the coursework that you complete in science needs to be both in life and in physical science. So that means that, say, all of your science coursework can't be just in chemistry and physics, right? You would need some life science in there as well in order to pick up that endorsement. Full details are here on the website. Again, it can be a little bit confusing, so I'm also happy to meet with you to talk about what all of this means once you're admitted to the program. Please also note that there are a variety of different subsequent endorsements you can pick up. We have had students obtain a dance subsequent endorsement because they completed an initial endorsement in one of these areas, but also had 18 semester hours of dance and passed the content area test. Once again, thank you for listening, and I hope that you found this information helpful. Have a great day.